very soon.
Love will lead us right. Love will lead us. She will lead us. Can you hear the dolphins cry?
Yeah. Woo. This is like the preparing spot. Okay, your masked up.
Gloria.
Okay. And oh, there we are. It's us.
Wow.
That's us. This is us. Yeah, this is me and P.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay.
Yeah. Let's fade it out.
Wholesome beats. Wholesome beats.
That's pretty cool, eh?
Wholesome beat, man.
Welcome.
Welcome to you. Thanks for having me.
Kia ora taco.
No.
Hello, welcome to our stream.
Welcome. I hope you're pedaling upstream in life.
Exactly. So we're two young entrepreneurs.
No, I'm terrible with money.
We're rappers.
Yeah, we're rappers. We're psychological rappers who have a passion, a penchant for kindness and psychological safety.
Why?
Because I think it's the only way forward, really.
Especially in the job that you have.
Yeah, in the job that I have.
Which is?
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah, so right now you have so many jobs.
I do, but the passion I have in the study, the PhD I have, is in public health, specialising in neuroscience.
Ooh, look at me!
All right, graduate diploma of mental health and addiction. You're highly qualified in the area also.
Okay, I'm gonna test you.
Go on.
What part? Okay, I'm gonna point to a part of my brain.
Okay.
You have to tell me what it is.
I'm down.
And what it does.
I'm ready.
And okay.
I'm ready.
And there.
Front.
Go on.
Prefrontal cortex.
That sounds correct.
Yeah.
And what's that responsible for?
The front of your brain.
And also
logic and reasoning.
And also the things that come out of the front of your body.
Yeah, logic and reasoning.
So my nipples are logic and reasoning.
Yeah, and your penis.
Is logic and reasoning.
Yep.
You've
got good evidence of that.
What?
That your penis makes good decisions. That's because of your prefrontal cortex.
Does it?
Yeah. Well, it seems to.
Well, yeah, it usually takes most of my tests.
How so? Does it have a thumb?
Yeah, I'm all sort of crossed up.
Wowzers.
My brain is erectile tissue.
Erectile dysfunction?
No, tissue.
Your brain is...
Yeah, I've got like reverse brain and penis connection disease.
Oh, is that why when you took... What's the pill for an erection?
The synapse is correct.
Yeah.
But the neurons are travelling the wrong way.
Oh, is that why your nose gets a stiffy?
Yeah, lots of...
That was weird when that happened.
Yeah, there's lots of bad things that happens because of this.
What's the pill that men take that really, really helps them sexually if they're struggling to get a boner? What's it called again?
Oh, Viagra.
Yeah, Viagra. Do you get a stiff brain when you take it?
Oh, man, I have no idea.
Yeah, because of the stiff brain, right?
Well, yeah, because my penis is doing all the thinking.
Yeah, but I'm proud of your penis for thinking, because a lot of people struggle when their penis doesn't think. So I think that's a shout out to masculinity if your penis is capable of thinking. Well done.
And this also you're a fellow sufferer of reverse penis, brain, fucking synapse, neuron.
I don't have the problem because I don't have a penis. And I'm so glad about that.
What's the thing? I'm struggling to tell what it is because my penis is my fucking control center.
Is it if your genitals are outside of your body and have swanging nuts underneath, it's generally a penis.
Probably if your nuts are inside of your body.
Yep. You could have ascended testicles. You could be technically, you could look like a female and still have testicles that are undescended, in which case you might be a hermaphrodite, which is absolutely cool. Or you might figure out later in life that you have testes when you realise you can't conceive. So it's actually far more normal than people realise. And shout out to those ones.
Well, I don't know. My brain has fucking balls sticking out of it.
Yeah, I know. Every time, sometimes you speak and you'll accidentally say tits by accident.
It's not me.
Yeah, it's your backwards dick.
Oh, yeah, well, it's not. No, my dick's fine.
Oh, I'm
the
sure.
brain's
I'm
fine.
sure. Yeah.
It's the connection. So, okay, so what? Normal people have a brain.
Yep.
they have body parts.
Yep.
There's a way that they're connected, right?
Absolutely.
And what is that?
There's so many ways are connected, but a big one between the brain and the penis is actually through your spinal cord and all the nerves that are tangled and braided down your spinal cord, especially through your vagus nerve,
Ooh.
connecting to your dick.
Yeah, right. So this is the thing that I have.
Yeah, when you piss, you faint.
No, well that's just one of the one of the issues that happens because of this.
Yeah.
But everything's fine. But the fucking neurons,
Yep.
they're going the wrong way.
Tell me more. What are you experiencing that seems different to you?
Well, we know how when you're born and you have your first heartbeat.
Yes.
So.
Well, that happens before you're born, but.
Okay, Mrs. Oh, I've got an educational place.
My bad.
I'm at a very high level, academically, scientifically, and experientially.
I'm just trying to help you with your dick, man.
Dude, my dick is my brain, and my brain is my dick.
So how do you pass tests?
I can't do shit.
What's it like to have a dickhead?
I know. That's all I know.
Oh, look, I'm sorry
Anyway,
this is happening to
no,
you.
so you know when you have your first heartbeat?
Yeah.
It beats and then blood starts going.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so what happened is when my brain and my penis, the first connection happened.
Yes.
So it was probably around about the same time as my first heartbeat.
Yeah, right.
What happened was, there was like a thing, there was a part of the brain probably around here.
Yeah.
And it goes, okay, you fellas, neurons, this is your job. I just go, fire, you guys run.
Yeah.
There's a track for you. You don't need to know directions.
Right.
You just go that way.
You don't need to know erections?
No. We'll get into that.
Okay.
What happened with me was, boom, they shot the gun to start.
Yeah.
They didn't hear it.
Oh no.
But the ones on the other end who actually the referees are up, they're like, oh shit, they must be us. So they started running towards me, and because of that, all my neurons just fly in the wrong direction.
Of course, so every time you feel attracted to a woman, you start thinking, which is a problem, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I bet that's really, I can't imagine what that's like for you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I'm not getting hit up on the fucking internet because of it.
Well, you raised the topic.
Well, this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the thing.
Right.
This is a fully a thing. There's a lot of videos and stuff online with like dudes looking at women
Right.
in gyms, blah blah blah.
Yes, as you would. As is natural.
Yes, yeah, so that's what. Oh man, let me get there.
Oh, my bad. I apologise.
I was getting there. Okay, so, men at a gym. Okay, so these videos are there, right? And this is the really fucked thing. The really fucked thing about it is we're biologically wired, and I don't have neurons in that, so I don't really know, but biologically, we are attracted to that, right?
Yes.
And so things are gonna, we act before we have cognition.
No.
Oh no!
You might want to.
No, okay, but before we have a thought,
Yep.
we're biologically wired to be attracted,
Yes.
and as soon as we see that chemistry starts happening in the brain.
Absolutely right.
So it'd be strange if we didn't look at things that were attractive around us.
Yeah, absolutely. And no matter what kind of body type or gender or whatever you're into, it's very, very normal to think a thought that might be sexualized if you're looking at somebody whose physique, personality, or manner pleases you. And that's not something you should feel ashamed of. I know a lot of people are. And whatever religious background you come from, I think sometimes it's comforting to remember that if you are attracted to a person, there'll be traits that are completely biologically, religiously normal, because a lot of people are wired to want to reproduce. And if
A lot, or
a lot, yeah.
like what's a lot?
Most people want children, right?
Well, most people are wired to instinctually want children.
Yeah, they are. Most people really, really want children. They're wired to want children. So anyone who looks fertile or match their DNA even unconsciously is attracted to certain other types of things like scents and body types and all of that. That all matters, and you're not abnormal for feeling those things.
No, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of years of evolution.
That's right.
Right, so
Exactly right.
What if someone ever hits you up about it? I think it's fair enough to not take that shit.
I think so too. So
There's nothing wrong with it, right?
There's nothing wrong with it, and I think a common thing that people get criticised for these days is, oh, you're body shaming me or you're figure shaming me. But I know as a female, there are certain male physiques that I'm far more attracted to, and there's good reasons for that, and I'll share a little bit about it. I'm really attracted to taller, heavier men because I'm a very tall woman. And so a man who's taller and heavier makes me feel safer, and there's not really much I can do about that. And I know a lot of men want a petite, sort of full in the butt and full in the chest looking woman, and there's reasons for that, because those women are more likely to have a healthy pregnancy, and they might not even want children yet, but those things are wired into you. So please don't feel shame about the type of person you're attracted to, even though social messages might be telling you should be ashamed of that.
And if you do it like without even thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. Like sometimes, even if you're with a partner that you're very, very committed to, you'll see someone who you think is attractive, and that's not a problem. The problem is if you have no control over your reaction to attraction. Being attracted is completely normal. How you respond to that's up to you.
The attraction reaction.
The attraction reaction, something that happens a lot to me daily.
Okay.
Yeah.
And every single person, basically.
Most people, yeah.
Okay, you keep saying most. Okay, so who are these people that are an exception to that?
Some people are asexual, so some people enjoy long-term relationships or friendships that have no sexual component because for whatever reason they don't have a sex drive.
What is the reason?
There's many reasons for that. Some people just find out later in life that their genetics won't allow them to have, they're infertile, or some people who are biologically male realize that their sperm count is low. There's many reasons people might not be into sex at all, and are not lying about it. That's more common than we think.
So that's pretty cool, right? So before you even maybe become aware of it, your body and brain are communicating.
Yes.
And being that way is, you could fully be this way because your brain knows, or because your brain knows your body.
Yeah.
Do the same thing.
That's
it
right.
knows that you may be fertile, and there's no point making a person evolutionarily, biologically, psychologically. What else is there? Metaphorically.
Socially. So there's some really cool models of health that I love that come from a little country called New Zealand. And one of my favourite models of health is by a guy called Mason Jury, and he made a model of health called Te Whare Tapawha. And what I mean by model is just a way of thinking about health. And he thinks about health in a few different areas. He thinks of family health as one wall of the whare, of the house. He thinks of social health, so your friends, as another wall. He thinks of mental health as a separate one. And then he thinks of physical health as a separate one. So all these different areas of who we are make up how we feel about ourselves.
Huh.
Ace.
Kia ora tātou.
Kia ora tātou.
Welcome.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. These are words from our people.
They are words from our people.
In our place.
Amen to that.
Amen.
What do you think your areas of health are that are strongest?
You mean my personal health?
Yeah.
Where do what is the strongest?
Yeah, what do you feel good about yourself in terms of your health? Because I know your body's strong. Do you feel good about that?
No.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Not at all. It's all crossed up. Not at all. I don't think, no area, to be honest.
Wow, how is that? What is that like to not feel healthy?
I don't know, it's not great.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then probably it's more of a psychological thing.
Right.
Where I engage with that is more psychological.
Okay.
But it's about my biological.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's something that I have to work on, right?
Yeah, I think so. I do think so.
Yeah, cheers for pointing that out.
Oh, anytime. That's what friends are for.
Or we may as well band that off. I've got gout.
That's what friends are for.
I've got gout. I've got like a rash on my face.
You do have diabetes?
That's no.
It's not confirmed.
Not confirmed. Doesn't exist.
I read your blood results. It's kind of confirmed.
Well, I have diabetes, do I?
Have a look.
At what?
At your Manage My Health.
Yeah, but I'm not a doctor.
But you can just Google that stuff.
So I have diabetes, yeah?
I'm not telling.
What do you mean?
I'm not. Another conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I should point out these things that you've got wrong with you.
I encourage you to.
Severe, low to medium functioning autism. Tripolar.
Yeah,
the only person in the world with tripolar.
I agree with both. I do, and I'm proud of them both.
Yep, I mean your diagnosis agrees with them more.
Yeah, I think my high ego cancels out my multiple diagnoses. Like I think it's the perfect match, because my ego, like my confidence in my body and self is sky high, but my mental health is very low.
Well, how?
Just because of that.
Okay, so since we're talking about bipolar,
Yeah.
I could, you know, I could maybe say that those are the words of mania.
You could say that, and you might not be wrong at times.
Well, you are.
You're right, you're exactly right. That's why you're my friend, and I trust you to
Yeah.
tell me the truth.
So
And that's something that I need in a friend, is someone who won't just always say kind things to me.
No. And what's interesting about mania, and especially in tripolar and bipolar, is that mania go either way.
It can.
It can see. I've seen a lot of productive shit
Yep.
and some very positive shit
Yep.
and some very high levels of self-worth
Yeah.
in one direction really
Yeah.
far, and I've also seen the other way really far as well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And
And-
sometimes, yeah.
Okay, you can let me finish.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Please continue.
And to me, in terms of how it affects me being around it,
Mm.
it's the same. It's very much the same thing.
Can you help me understand a bit more? What do you mean by the same thing? Because that's interesting as to me.
They don't really affect me in different ways, even
Right.
though you're maybe on the depressive end of
Yeah,
it, or
yeah.
in the grandiose and what would you call it, the other side of it.
Yeah, I reckon you nailed it when you said grandiose. I think
And the
it's
grandiose.
perfect.
Yeah. So it's either one or two ways, and they look and seem
Wow.
completely different, but the way they affect me is exactly the same.
You know what? I know this might not be your intent, but I find that exceptionally comforting, because often people with bipolar just feel like they're irritating the people around them, and especially the friends that they care about. So when you say that it doesn't affect you any differently because you know me, that's very, very comforting. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, but and also not just because I know you.
Yeah.
I just know the illness.
Yeah, thank you for that. I honestly appreciate what you just said. It's very healing for me.
That's right, and it was easy to do. All it really took was sitting with it for a little bit
Yeah.
and just engaging, not engaging in it,
Yeah.
but just sort of hanging around and seeing what it's like.
Thank you for doing that, because honestly the first time I showed up here and was crying on the floor, I just thought the friendship might be over, because you don't show up at people's houses and cry on their floor. But you just sort of were normal about it.
Well, after I bashed you.
Yeah. Sorry, you've never done
Well,
that.
yeah, that wasn't that strange to me.
Nah, thank you.
And
Thank
there
you
goes-
for saying that.
That's all right. I mean, you don't have many friends.
You're
You're okay with someone just crying on your floor. Hey, come around
You
and hang
have
out.
so many friends.
What?
You have so many visitors.
Okay, well,
You do.
okay, well, they always turn up
They
with the
do.
promise of just playing magic cards or something, and then 5 minutes later crying on the floor.
That's so true. Oh my cat died.
But one thing, right?
Right.
So bipolar is pretty fucking gnarly.
Mm.
Like it's, I don't know, in terms of like as mental as
Yeah.
you could present,
Yep.
it's up there.
It's hard work.
It's fully intense. But basically, I don't know, just sort of sitting and hanging around it.
Yeah.
It was the most empowering and safe thing I could have done.
Really?
Yeah, like there's not a lot to understand. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And it can maybe, I don't know, it's just hanging around it, you sort of understand, you recognise what it is, and you recognise that you are safe.
Can I ask some questions about your journey with it?
Yeah, go.
Because for people who might have bipolar, will I have it,
Or do have it.
or do have it, how did you make peace with the fact that you were safe around me? Like, was that over the years, or was it something we had to talk about? How did you stay friends with me, I guess?
Okay, I mean, in my, what do you call it, what's the word I'm supposed to use after in my experience,
Right.
I'm a little bit experienced in the area that bipolar sort of sits in.
Right.
I guess like things similar to things that involve maybe psychosis, mania.
Do you mean you personally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, personally, and I've sort of been around it a lot.
Right.
But I mean it's such a fucking complicated and intense thing, bipolar.
Yeah.
But all that was really required was me just to understand that I was safe. What's actually happening here?
Yeah.
Because because of it as well. When I walk around the streets, if someone's flipping out,
Mm.
and they're just doing crazy shit in public at
Yeah.
people and around, it's like it's good. It's very, very empowering to know that you're actually safe, and it's what's being presented
Yeah.
is actually probably the opposite of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
And it's a safety thing. Like they're actually very, very scared.
Yeah, that's right, eh?
Yeah, and just knowing that if I ever see things, the shit sort of happening,
Yeah.
it doesn't affect me emotionally, and I feel confident that I could go and sort it out. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think that's something I've appreciated about our friendship, because I don't think I told you for a wee while what was going on with me, but you sort of treated me the same all of the time. Like you didn't start treating me completely differently when I was sort of just muttering to myself around your kitchen. You were just like, you can come chill when you want to. You didn't change the way you treated me, which I think made me calm down a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm really grateful for that.
Hey, no worries.
Yeah, because I know being friends with someone with bipolar is actually harder than it sounds, because often we isolate and we don't talk to people and we go away for ages so that people think maybe we don't care about them, but often we're just embarrassed of the way we behave.
Yeah, and also I think it's hard for people to understand that you can be this way and then not be that way.
Yeah, and just seem like, are they lying to me about who they are? Like, who the hell is this person?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, they're presenting completely different.
Yeah.
They're the same person, and nothing. It's
Yeah.
I don't really.
No, fair enough.
Mania is an interesting one, right?
It is, right? Because I can come around with 1,000 ideas and feel fully confident about them,
Yep.
and then just show up and sleep, you know,
Yep.
and just feel like there's too many thoughts in my brain.
Yep.
And your kindness is something I've really appreciated.
Yeah, and I think if you got sort of a stability, if you don't have an illness or you don't have problems with understanding your reality,
Yeah.
psychosis, just shit with what the perception of what's going on around you.
That's right.
It's really hard to understand that someone can be completely normal and
Yes.
then all of a sudden be manic.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're the same person,
And
the
you've
same brain.
seen that a lot of times, haven't you, over the years?
Yes, and the good thing with bipolar is there's a routine to it.
Yeah, there is. Isn't that wild?
It's hard out, so every sort of time every time, if you sort of sit in it and hang around it, it gets
Yeah.
easier every time.
Really?
Well, that's the thing, and you know it's going to come back around again.
Yeah, and I think that's a really comforting message, because when I first started medication, I was like, I'm never going to have another manic episode. And it took a really long time to learn that the medication, the measurement of how effective it is the time between manic episodes for me, instead of them being gone completely. And that was a really important thing to learn, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's I guess that's a tricky thing about it as well, is it's not going to go away, and it's going to happen. This is going to happen again.
Yeah.
It's just going to. It's a matter of time.
Yeah, it's wild, eh?
Yeah.
Do you think it's the same, or has it felt the same with psychosis, or feeling or hallucinating or hearing things from people you know?
I think they're quite similar, probably.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they're both engaged in the area of understanding and perceiving the world correctly,
Yeah.
and your own thoughts. And
Totally.
they're very similar in that way, I guess.
I think so too, right?
Yeah. I guess the interesting thing with it as well is when it sort of happens, it's sort of I don't really remember. I'm conscious of it happening. It's not like something that I'm doing.
Right.
I just sort of it happened or it's been happening.
Wild. So when you're in it, it's not a conscious thing, but when you reflect on the past,
Yes.
you feel it or you know it.
Yeah.
How would someone be a good friend to you in those moments?
I guess it's hanging around, right?
Yeah, just being here?
Being there. Yeah. Because it's a very fucking scary thing.
Can you help me understand what that feels like? If you want to.
Okay. It feels. For me, it feels fucking. The worst thing about it is, right, like it's not when it's happening, or when I'm having, like, say, breakthrough symptoms, or,
Yeah.
that's not the bad part, it's not the hard part. The hard part's knowing that that's happened, or it's going to happen, and it could happen.
Can you feel it creeping up a bit?
Yes, so over time, I've learned to recognise, like, some early signs, some indicators.
What are those?
For me, I had to, after a lot of thinking and a bit of therapy and a whole bunch of stuff, it sort of when I had I started recognising when things were really derogatory.
Right.
That's probably a sign that things are going in a bad direction. So things was to start off, but it's always sort of derogatory.
About your thoughts you think about yourself?
No, so external stimulus, like sounds.
Yeah.
If I was out in public, I walk past a person,
Yeah.
and I guess normally if I was just fine, I wouldn't even be aware or have thought about that person, like what's he thinking, what does he think about me.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, people start becoming part of your life.
Me too, dude.
And
isn't that wild?
yeah, and I think recognizing how the grandiose sort of aspect of that,
Yep.
and like why am I this important that everyone is being fucking mean to me.
I so relate to that.
So usually it's like auditory,
Right.
and then it would become very, very small sort of visual things, like very, very quick things happening in my peripherals,
Yeah.
and it would have the same feeling, it'd be derogatory, like every person I walk past at the very last second, I would see their eyes flick towards me and
Yeah.
give me that look, and I would know that they thought I was a piece of shit.
Wild.
But it was very, very quick.
That must feel lonely.
No, what feels no. Well, what's lonely about that is because I recognise that because it's because of the grandiosity about it.
Right.
I recognise that it's not normal. Like it's
Okay.
I don't know, there's a lot of reasons why mathematically and and from experience and stuff that I can sort of assume that every single person
Yeah.
doesn't think I'm a piece of shit and is around to sort of fuck with me.
Wild.
And it's I guess the hardest thing was recognising that it's a grandiose thing.
Do you feel comforted to know what your symptoms are that you're becoming unwell so you can tell it's not true?
Oh, fucking it's been the huge fucking difference. Like,
Awesome.
like just understanding and recognising the really sort of signs around it.
Wow.
It's basically allowed me to manage it completely because it's.
How
it's,
amazing.
Yeah.
What a message of hope for people who might not be there yet.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's just recognising the early signs. It took a while.
Yeah.
But like pretty much if I can pick them up, and there's always persistent shit as well.
Mm.
So there's some things that I just don't engage in, and it's
Yeah.
sort of always around. But
So sort of if you don't look it in the eye, it simmers, it just stays there safely?
exactly, like
Yeah.
I haven't looked at myself in the mirror
Yeah?
for. This isn't great. This isn't.
No, that's alright.
This isn't advice for people. I don't recommend this at all.
Yeah.
But a long time ago, I was looking through the mirror, and as
Yeah.
soon as I get eye contact, my fucking brain would just melt,
Yep.
and I would just feel the shit would get fucking dark.
It just didn't feel safe for you to do that.
Nah.
Yeah.
No. And I guess it's the same thing as thinking other people are being, like,
Yeah.
are here to fuck with me.
Yeah.
I'll get the same sort of look.
Yeah.
So I wasn't this. I guess I wasn't connecting with what I was looking at.
Mm.
So as soon as I got eye contact with my reflection,
Yeah.
it would move. So the fucking eye would move,
Yep.
and we would disconnect. And
Yeah.
that wasn't me. That was another person.
Do you sometimes wonder, because you have such a huge background that is creative, that feeds into your symptoms a bit?
Totally.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
in what sort of way?
Well, for me, because I spend a lot of time studying mental health, addiction, and psych, sometimes I wonder if my brain punishes me a bit for that when I'm unwell by applying all of that learning negatively. And I think because of your innate creativity, maybe that punishes you a little as well.
Oh,
Yeah?
definitely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like, quick question. I guess so. You can study the brain
Yeah.
in different sort of ways. Is there a link between, say, creativity and also psychosis or
There was
things to do
a,
with perception, and
yeah.
visual stuff as well? And going into your brain, experiencing.
Yeah, there was a huge school of thought a while ago that people who have had huge mental health struggles or addictions or suffer a lot with their thinking are more creative, and that has been substantiated for decades. So people have perpetuated, without scientific assessment, that people who are creative generally struggle more. That's something that's been debunked. So creativity has nothing to do with suffering. A lot of us when we were teenagers sort of felt like it was not cool to be happy, so that sort of fed into that belief system, but creativity has nothing to do with hard times in life.
No.
Yeah. Which is interesting, right? Because a lot of us at our age have always had the image of the struggling artist or the suffering creative, which
Okay.
is just not something that is
Yeah.
supported scientifically.
I mean, so say if you're creative minded,
Yeah.
and and you work in say I worked in the industry for a long time, so
Right.
we trained that part of my brain. Do you feel that suffering you feel like you're more creative with your suffering?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I think I misunderstood your question, but I 100% agree. Especially a lot of the books I used to read that were fantasy based, I think have really made me suffer when I'm manic a bit. It's not bad for everyone, but it was bad for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Yeah. I've tried to really a conscious effort to focus on some things that I know aren't right.
Yeah.
And I found that my creativity is I'm very, very, very creative, especially when it's things about my fucking self.
Yep.
I'll say that this is a problem. I'm gonna learn about this. I'm gonna make an effort to positively process and work through and engage with it.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, it's twisted around and it's fucking turned. It's turned against me.
Oh, I fully relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found that very, very hard.
I think it's especially hard for males who are constantly assessing themselves by society's metrics and what they think a potential partner might be looking for. So when you're feeling unwell, manic, or you're having breakthrough schizophrenic or psychotic symptoms, that can really punish you. Like any thought that's like, I could never, or I will never, or I'm not enough, those things can really hurt you when you're suffering like that.
Yeah.
And I think one of the most important things that you said that stood out to me is when you realise you're becoming unwell, just sort of shaking hands with that and realising the things you think about yourself might not be quite right for the next wee while is important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as well, like everything's a process, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't all of a sudden explode. The things that I recognise, I can pick them up even earlier.
Yeah.
So it used to be people looking at me or just getting eye contact and
Right.
or like just as they're walking past muttering stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like even before that, before any sort of thing visual, I can sort of recognise that it's a sort of similar tone.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? I think it takes a lot of years to get to that point, right?
Yeah.
Because for me it was only when I was in my 30s that I started realising if I can't sleep, which is common for me, or if I'm getting massively productive, both things one sounds good, one sounds bad, but they're both risks for me. And I think it takes a lot of self-reflection to realise when you're going downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing.
Right.
So as I started recognising early indicators, that was and then coupled with seeing a psychiatrist and a psychologist, engaging
Awesome.
in mental health services and stuff, and really trusting medication.
Awesome.
So coupled with me recognising early signs, that would make I would make a far more word effort to take my medication.
Did you find it quite hard, like I did, to trust psychologists and trust therapists for a while?
Yes.
Me too.
This is like the last sort of 5 years.
Yeah.
Is when I actually trusted.
Awesome. Because it's hard, right? Because sometimes when you sit there, you can't tell what they're thinking, or you can't even tell that they like you, or they might not even look up from their computer. And it took me a long time to realise that's them often doing their best for you.
Yeah, I also didn't. So I've been not like a really, really young age, but I've sort of been engaged in these services for a long time.
Yeah.
Until well after my 30s, I didn't actually understand what was going on.
Wow. What was the turning point for you?
Meeting you has been a big one.
Cool.
But also, I don't know. I guess sort of trusting other than I think. Okay, so another really good thing as well was because a big part of my shit has been not trusting my thoughts and my own reality. It's always been on me.
Wow.
And just sort of realizing that these people here who are experts that are trained a long fucking time, and these people out here are actually experts, even though it might seem like it. When I was in sessions or whatever, to me it felt like nothing was fucking happening. It felt like they were just waiting for me to fucking to say some shit and I didn't know what to do. I just sort of took stabs at what I thought it was there, and then I'll just leave, feel depressed, and then I don't know, I'll just stop going.
I reckon it's painful when they don't take the time to explain that you have rights and that you can ask questions. But what I'd love to know is if there are especially men who were starting to struggle with their thinking, what do you reckon, what's the most important advice for them? What should they do?
Say that again.
If there are men listening who are like, oh my god, I've struggled with those peripheral things or derogatory thoughts or hearing things, what would your advice be for them if they don't know what therapy is and what psych is? What should they do?
I think you can, it's a very relieving and a very, for me it was life-changing just to sort of realise that it wasn't just me, like I wasn't, you know, like I didn't myself have to figure out if myself was fucked.
Yeah.
If, you know, like all this fucking just crazy fucking shit or whatever, it was such a relief to be able to put that onto someone else and recognise that they're there for you, and people are trained in this, and it's not all me, you know, it's not all me, because it seems like a fucking, sometimes I felt, you know, a few times just when I got to really, really dark places and, you know, in a really, really bad sort of headspace, it just seemed like a fucking mountain to even be able to get to a point where I could just do one normal thing. You know, like it just seemed fucking ridiculous to think that, oh sweet, as in a couple of weeks, and I can wake up in the morning, fucking clean the dishes, do some shit, and then, you know, just to go about your day.
I really like what you said, because it took me years to realise that when I went to see a counsellor or even talk to a psych or people I didn't trust, it took me so long to realise those people, most of them have trained for decades, and their whole purpose of getting up in the morning is to help people, and it might not show on their face, it might not show in heaps of ways, but a lot of those people, they don't do anything without the thought of trying to ease suffering, and they really are trying for your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard, it's hard to, because I had no idea, I had no education about what the sort of relationship is between me and this person, why I'm here, what's the point of it, you know, who the fuck is this person, and like, even like a really cool learning for me was when I would go to these places, when I would go there, I would not, like, they wouldn't say anything, I would be sitting here for a few minutes, and then I'd be like, oh, okay, I guess I have to start talking.
Awkward. That would have felt awkward, right?
Well, to me it felt like they were disinterested, or for me, I used to think that all these people were stupid, and that there's just no way that, like, they'll be able to help. My shit's so fucking complex, and I'm way smarter than, you know, to understand what's going on.
And like, you're an expert in your own experience, so I get that.
Exactly, but when I learned that it's all about efficiency, and it's the most efficient way.
What's the safest thing?
As they were saying, well, the first thing that you're going to talk about, right, is your most pressing need, and it's the most important thing. So it's very, very efficient and smart to not really say much.
I really like what you said, because I think that's one of the reasons people don't go back, is because it's just the first time you go to get some professional help for your head, it can just feel effing awkward, eh? You don't know what's happening, you don't know what they're going to do. It's just an awkward thing. So just sitting with that awkwardness and saying, I am hearing things, or I'm spending all my money and not remembering why, just telling them what you need is the most efficient thing you can do.
And these people are experts, and also they've dedicated their life. And it's fucking hard, right? They've committed to showing up every day and sitting with and taking on the most, like, everyone's trauma. It's wild. So, you know, these people have dedicated and spent so much time, and they're there. These people are experts, and they're there to help.
That is awesome.
And just be able to trust them.
I think that's really cool what you said, and I think equally, if you show up and someone just gives you the heebies or you don't like them, it is your right to see somebody else. And the thing is, the people who you go and talk to are so used to their clients not wanting to see them or wanting to see someone else that they're not offended, they won't think about it, they just want what's best for you. So one time I showed up and I had a counsellor, and I was just like, nah, they didn't do anything wrong, I just didn't like the dude. And so I just was like, hey, I'd like another counsellor. They're so used to that happening. You have rights, you're the one in the driver's seat, you're the one who knows what you need, get what you need.
I mean, what are the chances that you, as a complex individual, everything about you is completely different to everybody else? What are the chances that the first person that you're put in front of is going to be good for you?
Exactly right. Even age for me, like, I don't want a therapist who's younger than me. That doesn't mean I'm ageist, that just means because of my upbringing, I I respect people more who have had more life experience. So if I show up and my therapist is younger than me, I say, hey, I'd really like a therapist who's a lot older than me. They're used to that. They want the best for you. Tell them what you need. You're the boss there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an amazing, like, that's a ideal client.
Yes, exactly.
Is them telling you exactly what they need help with.
Totally.
Perfect.
And they're used to it. So if you say, hey, I've got a problem watching porn that has animals in it, they're not going to be shocked. If you show up and say, hey, I'm seeing people who aren't there and I know they're not there, that you're not going to scare them, I think. I think something I always say to clients I have is, if you lie to me, I'm not going to know. Like, I'm just going to believe what you say. So it's just going to save you a lot of time, because I'm not a psychic. If you just tell me what you need, because that's what I'll act on. I'm not gaining secret knowledge about you. You're telling me what you need and I want to do my best for you. Yeah. I've got to go wheeze.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. Is that do you want to do a dance?
I don't want to, but I know that it's required.
Can I demask now?
No.
Okay, I'll take my headphones off.
We're going to watch the whole process.
No, don't watch the whole process.
Go past.
Am I allowed to take my mask off now?
No, don't.
Oh, don't. Oh.
No, I'm still filming because
Okay.
I'm going to be dancing over there.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll put this.
I'm going to be dancing all over the place.
Yeah, your dances, they really get the viewers.
They do. I know what I'm doing.
That was my dance.
Was it? Turns out I don't know how to dance.
That's awesome.
What?
Yeah, usually you have shit on your toilet, but you cleaned it.
Well, that's how it
Thank
works,
you.
right? What's the point of cleaning a clean toilet?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, now the whole fucking world knows.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought it was off. Oh. Well,
That's
thank
it
you.
anyway. We're all dancing, which I did phenomenally.
Did you?
Yeah, I
I
loved
thought it
it.
worked.
We'll be able to see it. We'll be able to see it on stage.
Look at my chord management. It's so good.
Yeah, look at the hair was putting me out.
It's so good. It's so good.
Okay, I'm gonna piss, so you're gonna take the reins.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put my mask on,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna turn on
For a 4-hour week.
dog dude,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna dance.
Yeah, I'm a gifted dancer.
See?
Yeah, people have called me the minstrel of our generation.
Where's mine? So I'm also a gifted dancer. Boom!
Come on, everybody, can we get a little clap?
Do push-ups!
Can I get a little clap? You are a gifted dancer.
I know.
Wowzers. So something that people may find interesting, or may not, is that there's a book called the DSM, or the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, that you can look up online and you can have a look at what people might think sets of symptoms could mean. So if you get a diagnosis and you don't understand what it means, that's a little good place to start, is DSM. It's not really good for getting the whole picture, it's not good for telling you the whole truth, but if you get a diagnosis and you don't understand a word of it, that might be a handy place to start. So the reason I'm not talking is because the computer's fired up a warning, and the warning says low disk space, you're running out of space on this PC. Manage storage to view usage and set up some free space. It says we're running out of storage on this PC. Manage storage to view usage and free up some space. Low disk space. This is urgent. This is a massive problem. I'm not the technical expertise in this conversation, so I'm nervous about the implications of this warning message, which hopefully my colleague will be able to assist with. But the thing is, when he goes to the bathroom, he's been peeing for really long durations, and one of his pees was 4 minutes long. Are you alright? What? Oh my god. Are you okay?
What do you mean?
Are you alright?
What do you mean? What happened?
Did you do the piss faint thing?
No. Oh, what do you mean?
What happened to you?
To me?
Yeah.
No, what do you mean?
You just face planted.
Huh?
What does this mean? I've been nervous about talking.
Oh.
Is your body alright?
What do you mean?
Is your body alright? Are you in pain?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You fell
No.
significantly, dramatically, theatrically.
How? I'm sitting here.
Is this breakthrough symptoms?
No.
Oh.
You're still online. Are you down?
No, I read the warning message and talked about how it's frustrating me.
Alright.
And then I talked about how long your pisses are. And then
Did you?
fatigue hit me in the face.
Fatigue did?
Yeah,
Who's
big
fatigue?
time.
Who's fatigue?
Fatigue is this mind blanket of fog.
Oh. It's not a person.
Nah, it's genuine fatigue.
Check. Oh, there we go. And I'm back.
You felt
I
there was
did.
a significant fall.
I know, I'm trying to pretend it happened.
Is your body alright?
Oh, yeah.
Because you landed on your wrist flexor,
Probably.
big time.
What's that? Alright. Well, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
What?
I wasn't prepared for that harmony.
That's all I am.
And we're back. Hello!
Hi.
Let's watch something and react to it, eh?
Yeah, but only for a few minutes. I'm declining rapidly.
Righto. And that sound tells us that we're gonna watch this guy.
Male inequality explained by an expert, Richard Reeves. Isn't that the old Superman?
Yeah,
Oh.
the new one too.
Is it? Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, he's not super, he's not all the time.
Didn't he literally on set fall and become paralysed?
What's wrong with that?
No, just checking.
This is the normal thing. People just fall over sometimes.
Or they're flying in a cape.
Well, if even Superman falls over,
My bad, I should have considered that.
man. Oh, what's this one? These are a few things I got. Oh, not that one. What's this? Dr. Grande.
Il Grande.
Let's go. Let's have a little chat about
Today's
Dr. Grande.
question is, can I analyze the Netflix series Baby Reindeer
Can
and
you?
the Piers Morgan interview with Fiona Harvey? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening.
Good. How would you do that?
Well, speculating about what could be happening is always risky because you don't know the person's upbringing, you don't know anything. So to speculate about what's going on for a person, as long as we take it with a grain of salt, all good.
A Dr. Grande of salt?
Yeah, but I think when people are doctors, I think it would be better just to say, hey, this is my short video about my opinions rather than saying you're a doctor.
Yeah, implying that you could diagnose this way.
Yeah.
But he's choosing not
But
to.
he's choosing not to. But I'm curious about what he has to say.
Yeah. You watch this. I'm going to deal with this. It's all shook up.
I have 2 minutes in the tank.
Okay.
Being in a situation like this. If
Dr.
you
Grande.
enjoyed this video, please like it,
I'm spilling this shit
subscribe to
everywhere.
my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the
Patreon,
link
that's a
to
big ask.
Patreon in the description for this
Okay,
video.
wait.
First, I'll look at the background of this case. move to a summary of the series, a summary of Fiona's interview with Piers Morgan, and finally, to my analysis. In April 2024, Netflix released a 7-episode series titled Baby Reindeer. The series is supposed to be the true story of a comedian named Richard Gadd. It recounts how he was stalked by a woman he met in a pub where he worked. A woman named Fiona Harvey has come forward and claimed that she is the woman depicted in the series, although she denies being a stalker. Richard...
Wow, whoa.
Whoa.
Oh shit.
That's from the series, that's acting.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
a nose.
What do you mean? It's a person, though?
Yeah, it is. It's the individual
Yep.
in question.
Yeah, so... okay.
What's your... You seem like you have something big on your mind.
I got a theory.
Go on.
Because like stalking is like commonly associated with like I guess narcissism or narcissistic personality disorder or antisocial.
Yes, it's antisocial for sure.
For sure. I think that this person here is the the much more powerful narcissist.
Let's hear it. Let's hear your theory.
Okay.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I said I had 2 minutes in the tank.
Oh, you seen me hit my head before?
Were you listening?
I was, but my ears are sort of switched around.
Like your brain and dick.
Well, yeah, and also as well, I forgot to mention I have reverse torso disease.
Oh my god, you do. Remember when you went to the doctor to get a heart test and
Yeah.
there was tomato sauce on your dick?
It wasn't on my dick.
Oh.
Okay, so, okay, to be clear my name here. So, I was eating a burger before I went to the doctor's, and happened to be sitting down while eating, and I spilled tomato sauce all over my crotch area.
And your undies were all backwards.
Well, that's the fucking punchline.
That's so good. That made me happy.
You guys can figure out the rest of that.
And that's all we've got for you tonight.
Richard plays the lead character.
Okay, I will leave you with this.
I'm down.
Fuck that guy.
Really?
Yeah,
I can't wait to talk more about this.
yeah. Let's fucking we'll push this.
Yeah.
What happens with this guy? Oh, I know. Nope. Oh, yeah. Rapping. Your turn.
Flibby jibby, a dibby dibby dibby. West side on the clippy snibby dibby.
Woo!
Janice, put your pants on.
Yeah. I hit my head. Now I go to bed. Cause I'm bled from my head.